great shell. That's scary.
Freeze! Retinol pattern
Alright, it's time to find
recognized.
Ames.
You are cleared to enter.
This ought to be fun. I wonder, no... Oh, word?
Right. One of those hostages in there is Ames.
No shit.
The only thing we know is that Ames wears a pacemaker. His
And I
heartbeat
bet-
should sound different from
I
other
bet
people's,
there's
so
another
use the
motherfucker in here with a
directional
pacemaker.
microphone to locate him. Once you recognize Ames by his heartbeat, keep the microphone pointed toward him. Then push the action button and call out to him. If it really is Ames, he
God
should
damn it.
respond in some way.
What if it's the wrong person?
The guards may get suspicious and come running instead. Security could get tighter, too.
Try to be sure before you take the risk.
Don't call out to a hostage with the action button until you're fairly sure that it's Ames. If you do make a mistake, switch the microphone for an AK and get out of there before a guard gets suspicious.
Yeah, we'll see how well that
If you're
works.
discovered inside, they'll cut off your retreat and call in the reinforcements. You
Oh,
won't make
boy.
it out of the room. The mission will be over if you're discovered. Don your disguise and look for Ames while deflecting the enemy's suspicion.
How did I walk in with nothing equipped? I mean, at least I had the uniform, but...
Reporting no problems
AK.
in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
How am I gonna do this? Can I scum this out?
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Will it not let me? Oh, that's Pete. Okay. So I actually have to...
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
nobody. Shit, there's a fucking ration. I'm gonna scoop that, but... Nope. Let's be smart.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
You're Ames, aren't you?
Fuck! There's nobody there.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
God, it's been a fucking minute. kind of tougher than before.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
You should go. Yeah.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
I didn't get caught. That's all that matters. Let's see. I might have to run again. We'll see what happens here. God damn, that dude's way too fucking close. Fuck off. Fuck off. God damn it. I should check others while I wait, even though I'm pretty sure.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Oh.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
You know, I think I found him. I'm gonna bet on it.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
That's damn right. Oh shit. I sort of waited.
Hey,
really.
you! Just wait a minute.
Nope.
What are you up to?
I am up to nothing. How about you mind your fucking business?
Who's that?
God damn.
Freeze!
Okay.
No. No! Jack, please answer me!
Thanks,
Jack!
Rose. Nope. Why are you walking in without naked?
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Fuck.
Hey, you! Just wait a minute. What are you up to?
Ooh, okay.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Your aims, aren't you?
Just wait a minute.
Well,
What are you up to?
I am up to nothing. Leave me alone. don't know why or how that works, but I'll take it. Goddamn, I want to check this guy.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Come on. Go patrol somewhere else. Or not. Let's see. These guys over here. Ooh. Bandage! Oh my god! God's gift!
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
No thanks.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
You're Ames, aren't you?
Really? Thank you for responding. But I heard it. Come on.
Reporting
I'm
no
close.
problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
And yeah, you're coming back.
Reporting no problems in the hall on B1 in the Shell 1 core.
Hey, you! Just wait a minute. What are you up to?
I am up to nothing. Come on, fam, just let me go.
Reporting no problems in the hall on
Yeah.
B1 in the
that's
Shell
right.
1
Back to
core.
the patrol route. Oi.
You're Ames, aren't you?
Reporting no problems in the hall on
Boom. Your aims,
You must
aren't
be
you?
Ames. Keep still and listen to me. I'm not a terrorist. I got in here using one of their uniforms. I'm taking off the tape. Stay quiet.
Who told you about me?
An informer calling himself Mr. X, dressed like a ninja.
I see.
He
Take
does
this
accept
thing off
that.
me, will you?
Just calmly accepts that.
I'm Richard Ames.
Secret Service?
No, I was set in by the Lali Lule Lo, just like you.
What?
You're here to find out where the president is. We have little time, so I'll be brief. How about switching to nanocommunications first?
Nanocommunications?
Right, silence
I
beats
still
talk when
don't
it comes to
understand
safety.
how they're speaking with us.
Are you on?
Right here. Do you really know where the president is?
Almost certainly. He was moved to the first floor of Shell 2's core section.
The first floor, the core of Shell 2. Is he still there?
I don't know. I can't get a response.
You don't think he's been like the other hostages? A hostage was killed in retaliation after the SEAL 10 disaster, remember?
What are you talking about? Regardless of what they do to other hostages, they won't touch the president.
Of course
What
not.
makes you so sure?
The case.
You mean the nuclear button they took?
Right. And the case won't do a thing by itself. That case may be the single most advanced example of a weapons failsafe system. The password is nothing less than the physiological data of the US president.
Physiological data.
The president's own vital signs, heartbeat, brainwave pattern, blood pressure, and so on, are constantly monitored and relayed by his internal nanomachines. This information, along with the DNA pattern, serve as a biometric password, unbreakable even by the latest parallel processor supercomputers. The password entry itself cannot be performed unless brainwave patterns and heartbeats fall within normal parameters, rendering chemical and other forms of coercion impractical. In other words, the login must be made of the president's own free will. As a failsafe, the input must also be reconfirmed hourly, even after the initial login. If a valid confirmation is not forthcoming, the system will automatically cancel the login.
And that's why they can't harm the president.
At least until the bird flies.
Is there really a new model of Metal Gear here?
Absolutely. The black case serves as the launch key to Metal Gear as well.
Why would they hide Metal Gear in an offshore plant?
Haven't they told you anything?
No.
The entire thing was planned. The oil spill, the tanker accident that caused it, everything. The big shell was built specifically for the development of a new Metal Gear model. The inspection tour was to check its progress.
What's going on around here?
Wait.
Oh no.
Here comes Snake.
That's him?
Use the microphone to listen in.
King, Fat Man is dead.
It doesn't matter. Saved us the trouble of getting rid of him ourselves.
Why did he betray us?
Who knows? They're a band of lunatics to begin with. Nothing they do should come as a surprise.
I'll have his background rechecked, just in
Worst
case.
terrorist in history, right?
You think he was working for them?
We can't discount the possibility, especially with that intruder still at large.
Yes. The man in the sneaking suit.
You know more about those suits than I do.
But Foxhound was disbanded 4 years ago. So it must be the Patriots. What about the damage to Shell 2?
The circulation system for the contaminated water has been damaged. The water being drawn in is
Contaminated
overflowing,
water, like
and the
there
lower
is
block of
any
the
in there.
central section is flooding.
Seal the connecting pathway
Like
between
usual.
Shells 1 and 2.
The Simtex and IR sensors are already in place.
Any effect on it?
No,
What about the President?
the password entry has already been made to the black case. In 1 hour, we'll need a confirmation from him. His work is done after that.
Make sure you
President is
keep him
working with
alive
terrorists?
until then.
What the
Yes,
fuck
I
is
know.
going on?
What about the unit's activation?
Almost complete. The code has already been entered. All we need now is for the girl to start the system.
The usual method, I assume?
No, the drugs took care of everything.
Only a few more steps to outer heaven.
Outer heaven.
Who is that cyborg ninja, Shalashaska?
I cannot even guess.
What about you?
Matter looked into.
Olga, don't cast suspicion where it isn't due.
Where it isn't due, when you watched my father die and did nothing.
It's
Actually,
been
he
2
did a
years
lot
ago.
more than
Olga.
nothing.
Let it go.
I read the
Actually, he
case
did a lot
file
more
for
than
Shadow
nothing.
Moses, by the way.
Olga, how could you suspect me?
I know that the ninja is not one of my men.
How meaningful you make that sound. If Sergei were still alive.
If the old man were still alive, I wouldn't need to take orders from you.
Olga, Sergei was my best friend.
If you sell us out, I'll kill you myself.
Didn't really
Listen,
seem
darling,
like it.
Sergei, don't ever let me see your gun pointed at me again.
If you wish, I'll put a bullet in your back instead.
I took you both in when no one else would. You think any government would have you as irregulars in this political climate? The worst kind of wet works, maybe, but even that's doubtful. I recommend
Dialogue is
against switching camps.
Still ridiculous.
You've nowhere left to go.
Cyborg ninja. Wonder who it could be.
It's happening
Just in case
again.
you didn't think this was an
Damn
anime.
right arm. Liquid. It's almost as if it's having its revenge.
How much do you think we spent on that arm in Lyon? The best transplant surgery team in the world.
I never trust a Frenchman.
What is this conversation?
There's something going on. The incidents are becoming more frequent.
Also, after having
Maybe
gone through
that
4, this is
man's
even more
presence.
ridiculous.
Ocelot,
It's actually
I
even
leave this
dumber.
place in your
It
hands.
is dumber
I
than it
have
has
the
any right
intruder
being.
to take care of.
Yes, King.
Is that really Solid Snake?
That's what he claims.
I thought Snake was dead.
Solid Snake did die. But he's also here in the shell. Either he survived or there are 2 of them.
Well,
Two of
we're
them?
apparently about to find out there
That's
were 3.
impossible. Anyway, what did you manage to catch?
They said password input was complete.
I thought so.
You said the password entry into the black case had to be made by the president willingly.
That's right.
So this means the president is cooperating with them.
It would have to be, yes.
Ain't that
Why?
crazy?
Probably tired of being a puppet, but it wasn't a smart move to betray us.
A puppet?
That's what he
We're
fucking
running out
says
of
in
time.
response.
They will fire a nuke. You know what you need to do before then.
Fire the nuke, but it's nowhere close to the ransom deadline.
Ransom?
$30 billion in cash.
What are you babbling about? The nuclear strike is not a threat. It's been the objective all along.
They plan to slaughter millions of people.
No, a high-altitude detonation. You've heard of the Compton effect?
Total disruption of electronic equipment caused by EMMA pulse.
Textbook answer. Well, when an average nuclear warhead goes off within the atmosphere, the result is an electromagnetic pulse of up to 50 billion megawatts. The EMMA field can reach tens of thousands of volts per meter, and
That's
most electronic
crazy.
equipment will be toast in an instant.
If one of the key movers of world economy stops functioning, it could mean the beginning of a global depression.
But that isn't their aim. What they plan to do is liberate Manhattan, pull it offline and turn it into some kind of a republic. Hence, Sons of Liberty.
Why would you
I
ever want to
suppose.
take Manhattan?
Sons of Liberty?
Damn!
Especially if you
Ocelot
like
is
wipe
coming.
out their
I'm going
ability
offline.
to basically be the center of economic. Like all you have then is just like the people
Search
attached
my
to
pocket. Hurry!
which it has value, but
It's a security card.
There's
You'll be able to
definitely way
unlock doors of
more
up to
value
level 3
out
security.
here.
Use it to get to Shell 2.
fucking nuke.
Take care of the president before they launch the nuke.
Yup. Pick up your AK.
He's coming here. Pick up your AK.
Word. 10 fucking seconds?
What do you think you're doing?
I'm shocked.
I asked him to remove these. I'm ill, you see.
I always knew that the DIA turned out second-rate liars.
Still love PC ports.
What are you talking about?
No need for denials. We know what you are, Colonel Ames. They knew that the president was planning to betray them. So they sent you in to keep tabs on him. Am I right?
Right is just so confused.
Sorry, Colonel. You failed to
He was
carry
hearing
out
shit
your
about the
duties.
Patriots, and now he's
You'll
hearing
never
an
escape the
entire
law you will let know.
conversation.
That's so.
That is just mind-boggling to him. What is going on? What the fuck is this mission? What am I here for? What is
You
this?
tricked me. I understand now. Ocelot. You...
You, which team are you with? Show me your face. You know who he is.
No, he is not one of mine.
Identify yourself. We meet at last.
Hey.
Hold your fire! We need the hostages alive!
Hurry, get away.
You, but you died!
Leashes to me.
Oh boy.
Colonel,
Yeah, Colonel,
Ames
I
is
definitely,
dead. Looked like a heart attack.
That's unfortunate. However, we do at least know where the president is.
So there really is a new type of Metal Gear in this place?
Damn right.
Apparently. We're still looking into it.
I've also been told that the nuclear strike was what the terrorists were after from the start, not the $30 billion.
Right. It was a cover-up all along.
Colonel, what are you keeping from me?
I am not keeping back anything. It's not as though I'm told all the facts either.
Man.
I'm pulling in all the favors I can to look into all this. Just be a little patient. Our priority should be with the president right now. We can take it that they've completed the password entry and are preparing Metal Gear for nuclear strike. Get to the president as soon as possible.
But the president is cooperating with them.
According to Ames, yes. But it's also true that they're about to get rid of the president. There's something else going on here, and the president may be able to tell you what it is when you see him in person. Once they get the confirmation for nuclear launch, they'll do it. You need to rescue the president before then.
Jack, I agree with the Colonel. You need to protect the president for now.
The president.
All right.
Thanks, Rose. What the fuck? I wonder, do they just leave caution after a bit? I forget how this part works. Yup. Nobody suspects a cardboard box. Oh, I think I can sneak up to the elevator. Damn. There is nobody here. I have to go to the right. Huh? Nope. Oh,
Encountered
shit. That's
the enemy requesting backup.
Understood. Setting a backup unit to the first floor of Shell 1 core.
Oh,
Finish the subject off.
just know a guard is gonna walk right through that door. I feel it. And I gotta get the shell too.
Return to your positions. Tighten security. Understood. All units exercise extreme caution.
I have level 3. Oh, so I should go back to, oh no, wait, didn't I already get everything? Strut Age? No. I think there's still things to get. Go! I got this. Oh, wait, where is Strut H? Oh, no, it's Strut F. That's where I want to go first. I think there's more rooms I can go into.
There's somebody there.
Nope, there is nobody.
Attack team, come back at once. Guard team, stay alert.
Who's there?
Nobody. Fuck yeah. Wait, really? How many? Oh, damn. Okay, that's good. My trusty friend, Mr. So Calm. Shell 1 and 2 connecting bridge, which is... yeah. Okay. Oh, this will be fun. This room is always bunches of fun. Fuck!
Who's there?
Nothing here.
did. God damn it. You should turn around or take a nap or anything. That right there. Do that. Stealth, baby. I gotta wait for that little. Come on. Come on, stop peering out. And know that your ass will spot me instantly. Oh, fuck.
Freeze! Huh?
Fuck. Shit. Oh, perfect time.
What was that just? Nothing here.
Yep, nothing here. Oh boy, okay. Fuck, it's time for that already? Shit, I forgot it was that soon. God damn it.
Right.
Oh boy.
Can you hear me?
Pliskin, where have you been?
Checking around. I'm in Strut H right now. How's the situation over there?
We have a lead on the president's location.
Where is he?
Shell 2 core, the first floor.
I'm cut off from the core where I am. It's a mess here.
All right, I'm on my way to Shell 2 right now.
There are IR sensors in place on the connecting bridge between Shells 1 and 2. If you break the beams, the Semtex will go off.
Yeah,
I heard them talking about that.
Target the control units and destroy them. Make sure you don't shoot the Semtex.
What do the control units look like?
Take a look with your binoculars.
This ought to be fun. I bet you there's more. Doesn't look like there's more.
That's the Semtex. And that must be the control unit.
Okay. I guess actually that would be wiser for right now. Yep, still you. You fucking piece of shit. That's gonna be fun. What's that one? Easy shit. Isn't there one there? Something? Any new fucking ones I should know about? One. Just shoot the Semtex. Yeah, you.
What the hell happened?
Alright, well, I'm just gonna
Right
get that
in.
one first. God damn it. Yeah. I know, right? I can see. Yeah, let me just get a decent beat on it before Awesome. Okay. Okay. Pen 7 is absolutely necessary for this shit. Ooh, snap to the cipher, goddamn. That's there. And that should be it. Unless I missed the boy behind the flag. Oh, it looks like I got him. Okay. There's something else. Where could it be? Aha! Fucking sneaky ass bastards. That it? Oh shit, there's more! Oh, the fuck do I do now? I'm mind fucked. I don't know where they could be. I got the one on the cipher. It has to be visible from here. Didn't think about that. Let's check that real quick. Nope, nothing on the side. These motherfuckers. Where'd they put it? I'm gonna just check. And yeah, that's what I thought. So, where are they? No? Can't hang or anything. Oh, that's rude. Oh, that is so rude. That was frustrating.
Raiden, I found us a ride.
I'm all ears.
One of the enemy's Kasatkas.
Is it in good shape?
Full tank. I'm heading for Shell 1 now. What about that Harrier?
It's not on the heliport here.
Good. I'll set this one down there then.
Can you cover the hostages? They're being held on level B1 in the core.
The Harrier is missing.
Pliskin, you didn't happen to find
great
any other
news.
places where hostages were being held, did you?
No, nothing like that.
Okay.
How many hostages are there?
There's a few short of 30. One dead and several wounded.
The Kasatka's cargo area will hold 13 max.
What about the other Kasatka?
I sabotaged it. It can't come after us if it can't get off the ground. We'll have to make 2 trips.
Can you fly a Kasatka?
I have a pilot who's flown the civilian model, the KA-62 in VR. There's not a whole lot of difference between the military KA-60 and the civilian model.
Cleared for takeoff.
Raiden,
Snake,
let
you were
me
giving
introduce
a
you to
bunch
my
of
partner,
VR earlier.
Otacon.
Otacon?
Hey, Raiden. Nice to meet you.
Intruders! Over here!
Damn! Raiden, I'll talk to you later.
Colonel, I need some answers from you. Who exactly is Pliskin and his partner?
I know what you're thinking.
It keeps coming back to Shadow Moses. And now this Otacon.
AKA Hal Emmerich, PhD, a Shadow Moses survivor.
Rose?
Snake and Otacon both became fugitives after Shadow Moses, wanted for acts of terrorism.
An anti-Metal Gear organization.
Thanks,
They
Rose.
sabotaged and destroyed countless Metal Gear units throughout the world.
Yep.
And were responsible for the incident 2 years ago that necessitated the construction of the Big Shell.
Snake and his partner aren't terrorists.
Jack, why are you defending them?
I look back on what I've done here so far, and things like training and sense of duty alone won't get you through a sneaking mission like this.
Jack, are you okay?
You need something higher. I can't think of the right word, but it has to be pure will, backed up by courage or ideals or something like that. I'd stake my life on it. The solid snake that saved Shadow Moses couldn't turn into a terrorist.
Oh, Raiden.
Maybe that's true, but they went down with that tanker 2 years ago. We even recovered Snake's body.
And the DNA test results on the body say it's him.
Jack, I know what you're saying, but Snake is dead. He can't be here. Not
Yep,
even as this
he's definitely
Dr.
dead.
Hal Emmerich.
But that also means that he can't be the terrorist leader behind this thing.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Like, does it even really matter?
I've been waiting for you. A messenger from the Patriots. Where do I know him from?
So you're the boss around here.
No, not just around here. I'm the boss to surpass Big Boss himself.
This was a president of the United States.
Solid Snake. No!
After Donald
that
Trump,
is
I can
not
definitely
Solid
see Solid
Snake.
Snake as president of the United States. Metal Gear Solid might not be that far fetched in terms of how the characters
What a pleasant
behave.
surprise, brother.
Save it. You work on mine.
Don't say you've forgotten me, Snake.
Snake?
Right, take cover. Stop impersonating him. Brother, I'm a whole different game from Liquid.
Former president of the United States. Did you vote for him? I mean, it didn't matter, honestly, because he was just gonna win. It didn't matter. But would you vote for this man? Right, it's just completely mindfucked.
That the best you can do, Snake?
Get it? If you have to ask that question, probably not.
We're in trouble. It's the Harrier.
Oh boy, this is
drown you fools for interfering!
Hey, Brian, can you, do this?
This is the Stinger missile launcher.
The only thing more ridiculous
Big
than a
Sokka
person.
can't stand up to the Harrier.
The only thing more
You
ridiculous
have to
than a
shoot the
helicopter
Harrier
fighting
down.
Snake!
would be a person who would fight.
I'm counting on you.
So, we're counting on you, Brian. Bomb disposal is the thing that you're just like, okay, I have never done any of this. How do you expect me to fuck with this? But man throws you a fucking Stinger missile and says, hey, shoot down this fucking Harrier, and you're just like, it's fucking all the time. That's our main character.
Right! Catch!
Thanks, Snake. Oh, thank you, Snake. Nope, I didn't want that. I don't know how much life I was at, but that's not good. Alright, my god, where are you? I got him? Nope, get over here. Let's see. He is way out. So. Oh, what are you gonna do?
Burn, baby!
Oh, well, yeah. I didn't really feel like doing it. Just, I can't stand still long enough to do that. Snake, you're kind of in the way. Okay, that's a pretty good chunk of damage.
Go to hell!
Oh, I tried to hide behind the thing. Oh, he's just going. No! Right. Get out of the way.
Watch where you point that thing!
Why? Right there. Go.
I'll take care of it.
Ration, thank you. What are you doing here?
Go to hell!
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, come in. Right,
I figured.
right.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of the best ways to deal with these matters.
Right! Catch!
I'm gonna avoid that.
the best you can do.
Look, man, you're in a fucking area. Shut the fuck up. Oh, wow, you're a cheat.
Right, I'll take care of it.
Hey, there we go. Didn't even know about you, son of a bitch! That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Shoot. Keep up. Keep up, motherfucker. Fuck. I can't see him. Yeah. Where you think you're going, bitch?
I'll take care of it.
Yeah, I love you, Snake.
Is that the best you can do?
You cheat. Hold up. Come on. Come on, Snake. Oh, you didn't really do anything, Snake, but thanks anyway.
Take this!
Yo. Ah, you son of a bitch. Got you, though. Been pretty much down there. Okay. Damn it.
I'll take care of it. Is that the best you can do?
Oh, word. Fine.
Try dodging this! I'll take care of it. Oh! I'll take care of it. Is that the best you can do?
Listen. Get out your fucking car.
Right! Catch!
What do you mean, Rush? Take a sec. Where is this? All this shit again. Did neither of those hit him? That's amazing.
Try dodging this!
Seriously. What? Those. Until you fucking dodge.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, this is bad. This looks like I'm gonna die again. Raiden. There, that was great. Oh, there's a ration! No.
What the hell happened?
You're on fire.
Raiden!
You're done.
Raiden!
God damn it. I can't hit him during those. That's a problem. Really close.
Raiden, catch!
Say catch, and then you throw it away. Or they... That's cheating.
Burn, baby!
I'm supposed to wait for me to get during that finish. Ash.
Go to hell! Oh! Right, I'll take care of it. Is that the best we can do?
I hope you never actually take care of it when you say that thing. Yeah, bleeding salt.
Take this!
Oh, okay. Get back here.
Oh! I'll shred you to pieces! Is that the best you can do?
Really?
I'll let you go out in style! Right, catch!
Thank you, Snake. Patron saint, Snake. throw it over there. Did I do something to piss you off?
I'll take care of it. Is that the best you can do?
Come on, son of a bitch.
Use this!
Hey, can you just crouch and kneel for a second, Ryan? Thank you.
I'll let you go out in style! Take this! Right, catch! What the? I'll take care of it.
No, you don't have to. You're good, Snake. Oh, he's gonna do classic. Get him.
No!
Thank you, sir.
Go to hell! Is that the best you can do? More ammo. Catch.
I don't need ammo, Snake. Pretty good up until then. Pulling that bullshit.
I'll let you go out in style. Use this. What the?
A ration, thank you, God. Snake, I owe you everything. No, you're supposed to dodge. You're supposed to move when you dodge. Pull out the stinger. Shoot him. Shoot him.
What the?
Oh, we're doing that. That's the finale. Fuck. There we go. Fucking snake. God damn. Snake fucking ass. Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. I took your eye. I'm gonna take a lot more than that soon enough.
There's something coming up.
God damn it.
That's Metal Gear. It's already active.
That's damn right. But it's also wrong. That's not Metal Gear. Oh no. just in case you didn't think it wasn't adamantium. Right, just in case you...
They got
Actually,
my eye!
This game is confusing me. I thought there was more gameplay.
Go!
Do you believe in him, Snake?
Hey, what's that? It's running on water.
What a ridiculous game.
Ryden, you all right?
Yeah. How about you guys?
Barely managed, but we're all right.
The chopper?
We need some time for repairs.
Oh.
The president's all yours.
Okay. Can I ask you something?
What?
Are you the Snake? They said you were dead.
No, not me. There are still too many things I need to do.
Snake,
Oh, this is great, by
you're
the way.
a legend,
This
and
scene is
that's why
great.
I need to ask you this.
Legend? A legend is nothing but fiction. Someone tells it, someone else remembers. Everybody passes it on.
I'm here because I was assigned to this mission, not because I want to. If I could, I'd be out of here in a second. How could you come back to all this? Why keep fighting?
There's something my best friend said to me once.
What?
We're not tools of the government or anyone else. Fighting was the only thing I was good at, but at least I always fought for what I believed in.
What about the DNA results from that body?
That was Liquid's body. He and Snake are identical on the genetic level.
Liquid?
A deception, for our own protection. We stole his frozen body from some organization. Kind of a hassle, though.
That's all there is to it.
Are you two really an NGO?
Insofar as we're a non-profit organization of civilians advocating a cause, yes. The cause happens to be the eradication of Metal Gear.
We work on our own,
cause?
but it's a cause worth fighting for.
Why would you stick your neck out for something this risky?
That's the way I used to look at it 4 years ago. I was holed up in the middle of nowhere in Alaska, drinking too much.
We have a responsibility to the coming generations, to the world.
What responsibility?
To keep track of the mistakes we've made as a species.
We need to remember, to spread the word, to fight for change, and that's what keeps me alive.
You think you can change the future?
Nah, I'm not as arrogant as that.
What you do isn't grassroots activism. It's more like terrorism.
I admit that.
But our group, Philanthropy, received some information.
Went
A
from
new Metal Gear
defending
prototype was being developed
that he
here.
could never be
And
a
terrorists were
terrorist
planning to raid the
when
facility.
talking to the colonel.
The information
To
came from
talking
a
to
very
Solomon,
reliable
you're a
source.
terrorist.
So you're here to...
We're here to stop all that. But I also have a personal motive.
Looks like the terrorists have his sister in the big shell. We're here on our own, not under anyone's orders. We have our own battles. Otacon's here for someone. I'm not.
This is a military mission.
Jack, are you all right?
Just barely.
You almost gave me a heart attack.
Sorry, it wasn't intentional.
I know that. And I know I need to stay stronger.
Say a prayer for me, Rose, so I can come back.
You will make it back. I'm with you all the way, remember.
That means a lot to me, you know.
I'm going to save the data, okay, Jack?
That's a good idea.
Colonel, Metal Gear's already gone active.
It's not too late. You can still prevent a nuclear strike by securing the president and preventing password confirmation from taking place. Get to the president. He's in the core section of Shell 2.
I'm checking the satellite images.
Let's go.
Looks like you can get to the core from the other side of Strut L.
The core hasn't gone under yet from what we can tell. Follow the railings down, then jump onto the pipes.
The only viable strut in the outer perimeter is the L. That attack just now doesn't make any sense. It's like they have no more use for this place.
Colonel, you were monitoring the codec calls. That man was the real Snake all along.
It doesn't make a bit of difference.
Maybe.
Don't let your guard down with him.
Why do you say that?
Because they were never a part of the simulation. They're an unknown factor.
You can take your simulation and... We're out here, we bleed, we die.
Calm down.
I suggest that you do, Raiden. Even if that is
Rose.
Snake. That has no bearing on your mission.
Colonel, you and Snake used to be on the same side. I don't understand. I read about you and Snake in the Darkness of Shadow Moses.
I don't give a damn what that piece of trash said. Do you get me?
Wait, that's the most he's like actually sounded like a person for once. Before he just sounded like fucking like text to speech. Like damn good text to speech, but text to speech. I'm gonna get that ration because I need it. Oh my god. I'm getting a suppressor. Sorry.
No, this isn't happening.
fucked up.
Jack, you have to answer me. Jack! Jack!
Ah! Let's see.
Raiden, is everything all
That might
right?
have been
Raiden!
not.
Raiden!
I know I just have to believe. Like, for those kind of things, you definitely just have to believe. Yeah. Hey. That's dope. Yeah, nope. Nope. Not gonna risk it. Oh, that was great. Oh, that was amazing. That is exactly how you die. Woo. Easy, easy. It's really easy to do that. Wait, how'd that happen? I just... Okay. Come on, right. Actually, can I do this? Yes. Nope. I finally have an automatic weapon. Suppressed. That's pretty good. Nice.
This is not a pretty sight.
Hurry up and check the situation.
Oops. That works. Just don't mind me. president needs rescue. Or does he? I mean, he's basically working with the terrorists. Oh, word? That's rude. Let me just see. Yeah, that sucks.
Encountered the enemy requesting backup.
Oh shit, that's bad. Whoa. I heard that. We're good. Made it.
Return to your positions. Tighten security. Understood. All units exercise extreme caution.
Nah, you really don't need to. You can just chill. I saw a cardboard box skulking around Strut L. Damn, deadass? Nobody here? Oh. Oh. Oh shit, I got lucky. Whoops! Damn, I'm nice. So calm, baby. Best weapon. Hands down. No questions. So wait, there's no... What's over here? I can't go in here. Hey, so calm bullets. Hey, can't. Okay, so just in the shell 2 I go.
Oh God, no! Jack! Jack!
Oh, that was great. Oh, that was beautiful. That is exactly what I expect. Yes, give me the ration. And I think... Oh, they give you a chapter. I didn't think about that. That's fine. Really? That fast? Oh, got it. Get the fuck out of it. Okay. And time to die. Hey, made it. Oh. Right, how good are you at video games? Real fucking good. Well, congratulations, you guys are going to the big shell.
Snake, he's here. In Shell 1.
My father had some unfinished business with him.
Olga, calm yourself. The plan because because of your personal feelings.
Then screw your plan. I've been waiting for this day for 2 years, and I'm waiting to...
I wonder. Is there anything else around here? Nope.
Where's Ocelot?
Not here.
I don't trust him.
Don't
You're
talk
just
that way about one of
sitting
your
at the
own.
corner? Like,
He's not one of my
if
own.
this was like,
He left my father to
if
die,
she was actually
remember?
trying to spy you,
Olga,
she'd have spotted
we'll
you
talk later.
mad long ago.
We need to get started on the final checks for the unit.
All right. I'm headed back there.
Good thing she
The
clearly
upper
doesn't
connecting
care.
bridge to Shell 1 is down.
What about the chopper?
The cam-off is out of action. Take the oil fence from strut L.
I'll tell my men to start pulling out.
Not yet. Their retrieval comes last. The intruder's still at large.
Snake.
What about the other man?
Luck on his side, certainly.
He survived that explosion. Listen, Olga, the code confirmation is in 1
That's
hour.
the thing that surprises you?
Keep
Not
the
that he
president
fought a
alive
Harrier,
until
he
then.
took down Fat Man,
I know.
did all these
No
other
one
things
gets
so
in
far.
here. Turn the currents on.
Of course.
And right back to good old cousin.
High voltage currents on.
The door stays shut unless the president manages to take out that circuit panel from inside the room. And it's no job for bare hands.
All right. Come back immediately.
One more thing.
What?
We leave for Russia when this business is done. I want half the money for that.
Of course. That was part of the agreement.
We start living for ourselves after this. If there's anyone who wants to stay here, I want you to take good care of them.
Gladly. Gerlukovich soldiers are the cream of the crop.
It's time they went free.
What happened to
They're pretty good, but I've been definitely laying waste
The
to
old
them.
man is dead.
There's
The
definitely
world
not
is
many
a
left, my
different
guy.
place now.
It's your life.
Just as a reminder, I'm going to say this again, one last time. Don't try anything on us.
The feeling is mutual.
I'm in front of the room where they're keeping the president.
Everything all right?
No sign of flooding, but I can't get close to the door. The floor is electrified.
Don't test it. You'll be bacon.
Any suggestions?
Remember the Shadow Moses VR training.
Take out the circuit panel?
Right.
But there's no way into the room.
Remember
Try
the Shadow
ventilation
Moses
ducts.
VR training. Oh,
Yeah, I think I see one.
Look for a remote control missile launcher. You can guide it through the duct
what are
into
you
the
showing
room.
me, Colonel?
Then target the circuit panel. Got it.
Right.
I got
but
nothing
make sure
right.
you don't hit the president.
The president is wired with nanomachines. If we know the frequency, I can raise him.
We've tried that repeatedly, but there's no response. It looks like the walls have a built-in radio shield.
So that's why Ames lost contact with him.
If you need to confirm his position, you can log into the node.
Understood.
I'm gonna do that
Locate
anyway.
a remote control missile launcher first.
Where the fuck was the node? Oh, it's all the way up here. Trustiest weapon. God damn it. Really? Isn't Nikita downstairs? Yes, it is. And down we go. Yeah, they put that note there. What's up, Colonel? I definitely forget this shit.
Colonel, B1 is completely flooded from what I can see.
You'll have to swim through.
Swimming isn't my strong point. It wasn't a part of the VR training either.
Stroke the water and move forward by pushing the punch button. Push it in rapid succession to swim faster. Change your heading by moving the left thumbstick. Up will take you up. Down takes you lower. Left and right to face those directions. The O2 gauge will appear under your life gauge while you're underwater. The gauge corresponds to the amount of air you can hold from a single deep breath. Once the O2 gauge falls to 0, the life gauge will start to drop. You need to be aware of that.
Underwater timed escort missions. Here we go. So then, where is the Nikita? I am from God. Colonel, I'm very much aware. Here, I'll gladly answer your... Oh, now you don't want to talk? Okay. That's fine. We're just here to do the job anyway. Oops. Okay, time for the fun. My life, the president's life. Damn. You ain't got much of a life, do you, Prez? Oh. Secret tech. Oh, oops. Yeah, it's also there. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Did I kill him?
What the hell
I
happened?
definitely did.
Right in!
Oh man, that's great. Okay. What do I do for that? Okay then. Oops, get back over there. But at least I know the route now, and the route is super fucking free. I was so smart for finding this one. Wake up, motherfucker. Huh? Yeah, wake up, bitch. I'm here to fucking bust you out.
What are you doing?
No, what are you doing?
Raiden, what's going on? Raiden! Raiden!
Why? I was very clearly going straight, sir. Why did you run right back into the path of the missile? Okay, this is gonna be entertaining. Da-da-da. Pain in the butt. Yes, sir. Oh, I know what I should do.
What is that? Get away!
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Why? Oh my goodness. I can't believe I just believed and I was like, you know, if it fucks up, I got a strategy for the next time. But it worked out. So, okay. Sir, I'm going to have to trank you so that the terrorists can't launch. That's all he had to do. Just shoot him with the trank.
President Johnson,
So you're finally here.
you've been expecting me?
Your equipment, that skull suit isn't exactly standard military issue.
Are you
Definitely
all right,
not.
sir?
Is this some kind of sick joke? I thought you came to kill me.
What?
I'm prepared to face the consequences of my betrayal.
What are you? What the?
You're a man?
You're a man.
Well, who are you?
Foxhound, sir.
Foxhound? I see. Now things are starting to make a little sense.
Are they?
Switch over to nano communication so nobody can listen in.
Yes, sir. Do you read me, sir?
Yes.
Mr. President, it's my understanding that the terrorists have managed to input the code sequence necessary for launching a nuclear strike.
That's correct. I punched the sequence in myself.
You're working for them?
If you asked me 2 hours ago, my answer would have been yes.
What
Right
a
now,
ham.
they're keeping me
statement.
alive
Actually,
until
he
my
was a
vital
ham
signs are
before.
reconfirmed.
They betrayed you?
Not as ham as
I wouldn't
his
quite put it
predecessor,
that
though.
way. I wanted power. They sought destruction.
But why stoop to terrorism?
I wanted absolute power.
But you're the president. You have power.
No, I'm just a figurehead.
What?
I don't have any control. The real power is in the Patriots' hands.
The Patriots?
The truth behind this
Yes,
country.
the Patriot.
I'm not surprised you've never heard of them. Very few are aware of their existence, even among those with code word clearance.
Huh?
Politics, the military, the economy, they control it all. They even choose
Yeah,
who
this,
becomes
this
president.
is a long fucking
Putting
scene.
it simply,
That's why I'm gonna,
the Patriots
go
rule
get a
this
drink real
country.
quick.
No.
So I'll be
Hard to
back.
believe, isn't it? But it's the truth. The space defense, income tax reduction, and national missile defense programs. Every policy that's been credited to me was actually done according to their instructions.
Space defense was initiated by Congress.
That's what the Patriots want the country to believe. It's all a show. Democracy is just a filler for textbooks. Think about it. Do you actually believe that public opinion influences the government?
No.
This country is shaped and controlled as the Patriots see fit. The people are shown what they want to believe. What you call government is actually a well-staged production aimed at satisfying the public.
Huh?
Don't look at me like that. I'm legally sane, you know.
It's not your sanity that worries me.
The Patriots. Even I don't know who the actual members are. Are they financial, political, or military leaders? No one knows who the Patriots really are. Even my instructions come from a cutout. All I've been told is that every key decision is made by a group of 12 men, known as the Wise Men's Committee.
Your office? The White House?
Merely puppets, pawns in a game. By pledging my loyalty, an insignificant son of a senator was awarded the presidency. Of course, that wasn't the only price I had to pay.
What do you mean?
Even if a pawn becomes a queen, it is still just a playing piece. I wanted to leave my own mark in history, but my ambitions were... You'll understand someday. I wished to be a member of the Patriots. I wanted to wield the power of a king instead of being an expendable pawn.
And that justifies acts of terrorism?
Yes. I'd intended to use the new Metal Gear as a bargaining chip.
Bargaining chip?
But I underestimated Solidus. He actually wants to challenge the Patriots, even if it means the destruction of the world.
What are you saying?
Whether you believe it or not, the balance of power rests in the hands of the Patriots. They regulate the country's various interests through controlled presentation, staging a drama that is palatable to the general masses. Can you imagine what would happen if they ceased to function? Picture a massive political vacuum, a space that every powermonger will try to fill for their own greedy ends. I'm talking about an unregulated power struggle, panic, civil war, chaos. Like it or not, the Patriots is an organization that must continue to exist.
So you changed your mind because you wanted to avoid global chaos.
Exactly. When I told Solidus that I wished to prevent disaster, he replied that pawns can never become players.
And who is this Solidus?
My predecessor, George Sears. That was the name the public came to know him by. I knew him by his code name, Solidus Snake. He was the third Snake, preceded by Solid and Liquid, a survivor of the Les Enfants Terribles project. Neither solid nor liquid, he was a well-balanced masterpiece that the Patriots saw fit to entrust with the presidency. However, he fell out of grace with the organization 4 years ago. When acting on his own, he started an incident.
4 years ago? Shadow Moses.
That's right. At the time, the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, together with certain influential parties, initiated the development of Metal Gear Rex and an advanced nuclear warhead. However, this did not fall in line with the Patriots' plans. What's more, Solidus decided on his own to send his most trusted man, Ocelot, to provoke Liquid Snake, bringing about the said incident. As a result, he succeeded in obtaining Rex and the data on the warhead. But in doing so, he ended up revealing the existence of both Rex and the Genome Army, a blunder that earned him the wrath of the Patriots. Shortly thereafter, Solidus was removed from the presidential office.
I thought he resigned.
That's the story given to the general public. Following his resignation, the Patriots selected me, their new pawn, for the presidency.
But that would mean that the presidential race was...
That was quite a show, wasn't it? It was a well-scripted drama staged by the Patriots for the benefit of the public. Even the Democrats and Republicans were dancing to the Patriots' tune. Everything went according to plan, but for one exception. Following his resignation, Solidus' health was scheduled to fail him, bringing about his untimely death.
Capped?
Correct. But before the Patriots could execute their plot, Solidus went underground with the help of Ocelot. As he avoided pursuit, Solidus gained control of Dead Cell, winning over Colonel Golukovich's outfit. From there, he bided his time, knowing that his opportunity would soon arrive.
What opportunity?
The completion of the new Metal Gear project, an opportunity that would even his odds against the Patriots. By stealing the Patriots' most valued project, he would be able to place them in a very uncomfortable position. It's the only chance he has for survival. Once he has the new Metal Gear, he'll declare war against the Patriots. Needless to say, he must be stopped.
Metal Gear is already operational.
No, not yet. What you saw was Metal Gear Ray, hijacked 2 years ago from the Marines by Ocelot. That was not the new Metal Gear.
Then where's the new Metal Gear?
right here.
What?
You're standing in it. To be more precise, this entire big shell facility is the new Metal Gear.
Would you say?
No, I'm quite serious. The upper structure that you've seen is camouflage, designed to represent an offshore cleanup facility. The main structure extends from the foundation all the way down to the ocean floor. The connecting elevator is located on the B2 floor of the Shell 1 core. Arsenal Gear. That's the code name for the new Metal Gear.
Arsenal?
That's right. Arsenal. We're talking about an impregnable fortress carrying a load of over a couple of thousand missiles, including nuclear warheads, all protected by a horde of mass-produced Metal Gear Ray units.
This is a very informative video.
The Ray unit was originally designed for the Marines to be used as a countermeasure against the Metal Gear variations throughout the world.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to fight
The
a bunch
Patriots
of those.
had Ray redesigned to protect the new Arsenal Gear.
So now anti-Metal Gears are guarding a Metal Gear.
Ironic, isn't it? That's not all. Arsenal
You
Gear
call it
has
ironic, I
full
call it
access to the military's tactical network, giving it the ability to exercise absolute control over our nation's armed forces, not to mention our nuclear armament. In short, Arsenal was created to be the core of our country.
What kind of idiotic weapon?
Weapon? No. You're not seeing the full picture. Arsenal Gear is more than just a military tool.
It's far, far.
It is a means to preserve the world as it is. It will establish a new form of control. The Patriots will use it to keep their place as the country's true rulers. Right now, they feel pressured and threatened.
By what?
They fear an overabundance of digital information. The world will drown in the coming flood of information, and they along with it.
Here we are.
The
drowning
Arsenal
in the flood of
plans
information.
include a system to digitally manage the flow of information, making it possible
wish
to
we had
shape
the
the truth for their own purposes. In short, the Arsenal system is the key to their supremacy.
The key?
Yes, the GW system is the Patriots' trump card. Arsenal Gear will be fully operational when GW is successfully integrated. Once operational, it will be a completely new form of power for the Patriots to wield. I had hoped to seize the project from them, so that I would be in a strong bargaining position.
Bargain for what?
Why are you
I'd
surprised by
hoped to
that?
trade my way into their
Shouldn't
ranks. But Solidus preferred rebellion. Outer Heaven, his plan to unleash a nuclear blast over the skies of Wall Street to break the Patriots' control over the business community, is also a key factor in his offensive effort.
Outer Heaven?
Listen, there isn't much time. The football served as the key for activating Arsenal Gear. I've already input the necessary code sequence. It won't be long before GW begins to establish connections with other external systems, and Arsenal Gear becomes fully operational. Stop them before that happens. That is your role.
Role?
You've got to find Emma Emmerich. She's the only one who can stop that thing once it's been activated.
Emma Emmerich?
She's the system programmer for Arsenal Gear.
Oh.
I believe she's somewhere on level B1 in the core of this
Damn it,
building.
Hal.
I
Your
thought the
fucking
levels
family can't
below us
stay
were
out of fucking
flooded.
with Metal Gear.
I'm sure they won't let her die just yet, as she's the only remaining programmer for this project. According to Ocelot, she was being held in a locker room located in the northwest part of level B1. Cut transmission and get moving. This is card 4.
So you just told me
It'll
you're
give you
basically
access all
not
the way
even
to
like
Emma's
a
location.
person. Like you don't even
Give
matter
this
in
to her
terms of
when you
giving
find
orders.
it.
What is it?
A program for disrupting the control functions between GW and Arsenal Gear. Take Emma to the computer room on level B2, Shell 1 core. She'll know how to load the program into the main system.
A virus?
That's right, modeled after Foxdie, a biological weapon designed to selectively eliminate personnel with a specific genetic code.
But why do you have it?
The Patriots had it engineered as a failsafe, and Ocelot forgot to search me. You've got to hurry. That disk is the only way you're going to stop Arsenal.
Sounds a little too convenient.
Well, I've told you everything you need to know. There's only one thing that remains to be done. Now, kill me.
What the?
There's no time to argue. The final check for my vital ID will start any second. If you kill me now, you'll at least prevent the nuclear strike.
Cut it out!
Do it! That's your role! Pull!
That's abusing your right to free speech, Mr. President. Or is it ex-president?
The president! Why did you...
Alas, my finger must have slipped. I'll see you around, carrier boy.
Forget him. He did us a favor. Without free will, there is no difference between submission and rebellion. My only real choice is to put an end to this charade. Let me at least have the freedom to end it myself.
What are you...
Find Emma. Stop Arsenal. This is my last order as your commander-in-chief. I'm counting on you.
But you just told me you were fake. Like, fake as fuck. Nope, not even the President of the United States is safe. Got a ration or something? Something? I bet you there's something. No? It's fine.
Colonel, the president is dead.
I see. I'm sorry to hear that.
Where do we go from here?
Your mission was to rescue the president and eliminate the terrorist threat. However, given the recent turn of events, we will honor the president's last directive.
Oh,
you
wow.
must put a stop to Arsenal gear once and for all.
No,
Do
that's
you actually think there's any truth to his story about this big shell facility being a front for Arsenal gear?
I don't have the security clearance necessary to verify the facts. However, he was the president. I'm sure he knew what he was talking about.
Aren't you forgetting that he was part of the terrorist plot?
All the more reason why I believe his information is reliable.
Huh?
We're talking about a man who chose to die rather than risk a nuclear holocaust. Thanks to his sacrifice, the Nuclear Launch Authority has shifted to the vice president, effectively eliminating the terrorist threat.
Colonel, when you put it like that, it almost sounds like I should have assassinated the president to eliminate the threat.
That was not my intention. I was
But
trying to
it is
point out that
basically
there is certainly
what they
some
wanted.
credibility to the words of a man who chose death to protect the innocent.
The Colonel has a point, Jack.
What about the information he gave
Thanks,
me on
Rose.
the Patriots?
That's a new one on me. I'll see what I can find out. Raiden, we're running out of time. Find Emma. She's supposed to be located on level B1 in the core of that building you're in, right? You've got to find her before Arsenal becomes fully operational.
Hurry, Jack.
It's up to you to make sure that the president didn't sacrifice his life in vain.
Understood. Raiden out.
What's your status, Raiden?
Snake, the president, he's been assassinated.
What?
There was nothing I could do.
What about the nuclear strike code sequence?
He died before his vital ID could be reconfirmed.
How do you
Then
know?
the enemy's lost their nuclear strike capability.
Even the
But that
president was
Ocelot
like,
guy obviously
the
killed the
vital ID
president
check
on
could be
purpose.
starting at any
Why?
moment. No.
It doesn't
Kill
make
me.
any sense. They had to know that they couldn't
didn't-
launch the nuke if they
no.
killed the president.
Maybe there's a way to launch without reconfirming the vital ID.
Or
Oh,
maybe
probably.
they found a more effective weapon within Arsenal gear.
You knew about Arsenal gear?
Yeah,
Why didn't you tell me about it?
you never asked.
Am I correct in assuming you also know that the big shell's a front for the project?
You mean, did I know that the Big Shell, a fully functional environmental cleanup facility, was designed to camouflage Arsenal gear? Yeah, I did. It's exactly what the President and Ames described, a massive cover story. The good news is that it hasn't really done much in terms of cleaning up the environment, so we won't have to worry about any toxic gas being released if we have to blow the house down.
Right. And when did you find out about all of this?
It took a while, but we uncovered the info around the time you took out that mad bomber. There's no doubt that Arsenal gear is being built here. Then it was all set up 2 years ago, on that day. all of it.
2 years ago. What really happened here?
I took these photos 2 years ago.
I know these pictures. They were on the news, on several websites. If I remember right, the reporters blamed you for sinking the tanker.
That's right. Otacon, me, we were used.
We'd hoped that by going public with photos of the new Metal Gear, we could persuade the government. At least that was the plan at the time.
I've gone through VR training of the tanker mission before.
Yeah? Well, I doubt it accurately simulates the events of that mission. I infiltrated the dummy tanker to obtain proof that a Metal Gear was under development. Shortly after I made it aboard,
This is all stuff Raiden doesn't
led
know.
by
It makes
Colonel
sense that you can't see
Galukovich
it.
raided the ship and gained control.
Olga and Ocelot were
I mean, he
among
probably
the
knows what
raiding
the
party.
horizontal bridge looks like. That's about it.
Yeah, and him.
Who are you talking about?
A man that was supposed to be dead.
Their target was also Metal Gear Ray. But Ocelot eliminated Colonel Galukovich and Marine Commander Scott Dolph, and he hijacked Ray.
So he betrayed them?
I don't know what kind of deal was going down. All I remember is what Ocelot said at the time. Something like, "I'm taking it back."
Ocelot then sank the tanker, along with the soldiers of the Marine Corps.
How did you manage to get out?
Otacon managed to have a small boat ready for me.
That was the easy part. The tough part was not getting dragged down with a sinking tanker. Small miracle when you think about it. It turned out that the whole thing was a setup to lure us. Photos of Snake, taken by the Cypher, were released to the public. In turn, we became the world's most wanted environmental terrorists.
It was definitely a move aimed at putting a stop to our anti-Metal Gear activities.
But why did they choose Snake?
Since the Shadow Moses incident, Snake became sort of a hero. I think the Patriots weren't too happy about that.
You knew about the Patriots?
Well, yes, to a certain degree.
It seems like everyone knows about them except me.
Yeah.
They didn't choose Snake to be a hero.
So they decided to do a smear campaign.
I think the Patriots wanted to make an example of him so everybody would think twice before opposing them.
That's it! They set all this up just to nail you guys.
No, there's more to it than that. The Marines' Metal Gear Ray project, headed by Commander Dolph, was carried out in opposition to the Navy's Arsenal Gear project. To be more precise, the Patriots considered Metal Gear Ray to be a thorn in their side. Hence, they attacked the dummy tanker and stole Ray.
And now
They followed this up with a perfect plan. They immediately sent a fully loaded tanker to the same location and sank it. Then set up the facility to camouflage the development of Arsenal Gear.
And we fell for it. 2 more puppets in their show.
Colonel Galukovich and his daughter
Galaxy
Olga?
Both fell victim to Ocelot's plot.
Was Solidus behind all this? He used Ocelot to get hold of Ray, huh?
No, he was underground, keeping a low profile at the time.
Then it must be the Patriots.
If that's the case, what's Ocelot doing alongside Solidus?
Forget it. We're wasting time. We can figure this out later. The nuclear strike's been prevented, but Arsenal still has a massive payload of missiles to deal with.
Right. If the opposition gets control of those missiles...
Raiden, you've got to find Emma.
Wait a second. Isn't Emma Emmerich
my sister?
What's she doing here?
You got me. She's a computer whiz who specializes in neural AI and ultra-variable volume data analysis using complex logic. How she got involved in weapons development is beyond me.
Whatever her reasons, we need her in order to stop Arsenal.
Raiden, find her.
I'm on my way.
I was already gonna find her. That is what my president has told me to do. Let's see, where do I have to go? Can't go there. Can you go down? Yeah. figured I'd have the biggest problems with.
Raiden, are you reading me? This is Otacon. What's your situation?
Wet and miserable. This place is flooded. The seawater that's been pumped up is pouring into the building.
I see. Listen, there's something I have to tell you about EE.
Don't worry about her. I'll get her out.
She's afraid of water.
What?
Yeah. When she was 6 years old, she almost drowned with my father in our swimming pool.
She can't swim?
Well, yes and no. We used to swim a lot together when we were kids. In fact, she swam like a fish until that day when she almost drowned. When the accident happened, I was in my room.
No,
I learned
actually,
later that EE was calling me for help.
The day she almost drowned was
for a
probably
minute
the
that
day
I'd be
she
there.
swam most like a
You could
fish.
see the pool from my room, but I didn't realize at the time that she needed my help.
What were you doing?
I was...
So Emma survived the ordeal.
Yeah, but my father didn't.
So you blamed yourself and left your family?
No. EE seems to believe that was the case. The fact is, I betrayed her.
And you
Best
think
anime.
she can't swim because of a
2001.
traumatic experience?
Metal Gear Solid
I haven't seen her since that day, but yes, I think so. I got a letter from Julie, her mother, after they moved back to England. In her letter, she mentioned that EE couldn't swim anymore, that she refused to even wear a bathing suit.
Damn. If she still can't swim, we're in trouble. Level B1 in the core is pretty much flooded.
Look, maybe you can help her overcome the trauma.
You want me to help her get over it?
Well, it's still gonna take some time to repair the Kamov.
Sorry, kid. Emma's rescue is up to you.
Thanks. An underwater mission. Well, this is a first. Look, I'll see what I can do.
I suggest that you drum the map of the building into your head, because you won't have time to look at it when you try to bring Emma out.
I'm counting on
I'll
you, Raiden.
try.
I covered most of the core when I had to take out the C4s. If there's anything you need to ask me, call me on the codec.
I'll do that.
No. Can we use the door? Thank you. It's your boy. Let's just refresh oxygen and then go right back down. Hey. That was pretty good. I definitely hated this section the most as a kid. I remember it being god awful. And whoa boy, time for some fun.
Still ticking, huh?
Unfortunately, hell had no vacancies.
I find that hard to believe.
I thought so. Human muscles are quite eloquent. They speak out clearly what a person's next move will be. They even tell me which way a gun is going to be pointed before the trigger is pulled. But your muscles, they're different. This should be fun. Well worth the wait.
Oh man, we're getting into a boss fight real soon, right?
Knew I was coming?
You
Nope.
become a nuisance. I can't let you interfere with Arsenal gear. The girl is just ahead. She is of no use to us now, but she served us well as the live bait for the big catch. Crazy Ivan sometimes speaks the truth.
Emma's alive?
She was some time ago, but the flooding has become quite serious. I wouldn't be surprised if she's a mermaid now.
What?
Did you really think killing the president would prevent a nuclear strike? Think again.
I didn't do it.
Arsenal is still armed with a purified hydrogen bomb.
Purified hydrogen bomb?
Yup, we're not
This is
getting to
no
a boss
ordinary
fight for a
nuclear
minute.
bomb. This weapon is
And
capable of heavy
we're definitely not
hydrogen
gonna
nuclear
learn anything
fusion
about this
using
purified
lasers and
hydrogen bomb.
magnetics to generate heat-insulated compression. It was a top-secret project initiated by the current president, and Solidus has no idea of its existence. The clean thermonuclear bomb is at an experimental stage and is handled differently. Specifically, it becomes launch-capable when Arsenal is activated. A nuclear threat still exists. 6 months ago, we lost everything we believed in. We were abandoned to take the fall in their cover-up. We were labeled as killers, responsible for the mass murder of civilians as well as our own allies. And the public believed every word, turning a deaf ear to whatever we had to say to the contrary. Our only goal is to wipe them from the face of the earth and destroy this world of deceit they have created along with them.
Oh shit, comic stream.
Insane? We might be the only ones telling the truth.
Okay, I guess I'll beat Vamp and then that'll be it. For this time.
Final check for activating Arsenal has been completed.
That's not bad, because then afterwards it's just bring Emma back, fight Vamp
Well,
again,
it sounds like Arsenal's ready to
get
go
the
into
Arsenal
operation.
gear, and have loads of fun there.
You're still hoping that the girl can install that virus you're carrying around, aren't you?
You know?
It's a shame you're not going to be around long enough to hand her the program. That isn't seawater, you know. It's a byproduct of the microbes contained in the pool.
I
Buoyancy
might
is
slip into
practically
it at least once.
non-existent thanks to the high oxygen content. Once you fall in, you don't come up. Take a good look at your grave.
It should
Show
be
me
your
what
grave,
you've
but for
got.
some reason you don't, you come back up somehow. Holy shit. My guy. What the fuck was that? Yeah, you just gonna dodge the bullet? No. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, that's what I thought. You know what? I got an idea. Can you dodge this? Didn't think so. Oh, got me. Oh man. Gotta try a little bit harder.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah, you ain't really shit. They keep giving me Man, you're so fucking smart. Don't ya? Don't you? Fucking dummy. Nice try.
Yeah.
Okay, really got me.
Yeah.
I can't move.
Oh, yes you can. Where? What? Oh. No, motherfucker. God fucking damn it. What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Really? That's... I'm dead. I'm dead. That's cheap as shit. Okay,
Right,
I think I
come
understand
in.
what I'm supposed to do for that
Right.
kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Is everything all right? Right. Right in!
Damn it.
I can't move.
Really? It's cheap. Oh, that was close.
Colonel, they've apparently completed the final check procedure for arsenal gear.
Find Emma on the double. You've got to get her to install the virus program that the President gave you. When you find her, take her to the computer room on level B2 in the core of Shell 1.
Snake, did you catch all that? I didn't make it on time. Arsenal's going active.
Yeah, I heard. The hostage rescue's gonna have to wait.
I'm going after Emma.
We'll secure the computer room. Looks like we can't install the virus program without Emma.
Can't your partner do it?
I would if I could, but the security for this system is no joke. I need more time.
That's why we need her.
Understood. I'll make sure you have your family reunion.
Oh boy.
What's up?
A lot of years have passed between EE and me.
Then you should see her, right?
I don't have the right to see her.
We can talk about this later. Raiden, I think you'd better get moving. Emma's
right.
in the locker room to the north, right?
I'm on it.
Alright. Collect ammo, items, all that good stuff. Let's save. Right. Kodak. What's up, Rose?
What's up, Jack?
I think I need to get through and save. I'm just gonna walk through the door and save again. Damn, I'm mad I accidentally basically skipped it. Oops, oh well. Oh, swimming, huh? So that's how I have to go? Yeah, no, I'm not starting that now. I already know that's gonna be a nightmare. Yeah, no, I guess that's it for tonight. Sorry it was, like, short, but didn't really have as much time as I thought I would today. Maybe there will be one tomorrow, but more than likely, I probably won't be streaming this again until Friday night. So, I guess, look forward to that. Follow if you want to just be alerted whenever it goes live. Otherwise, you can just look for it being live somewhere, somehow. I usually tweet it out or something. But thanks for stopping by. Next, let's find Emma and drag her back to the surface, kicking and screaming all the way through the water. Until then, thank you for stopping by, and goodbye.